Are you seeking guidance on your spiritual journey? Need help with a vexing problem? Missing a loved one and looking for answers? Look no further than Psychic Insights, a small trusted psychic service offering mediums, psychics, and spiritual coaching. This service is managed by Hollis Taylor, a gifted psychic medium, astrologer, and a compassionate coach. We are dedicated to helping you navigate your spiritual awakening. At Psychic Insights, we provide medium readings and psychic insight to help you plan for tomorrow and make choices for today. Find the support you need, compassionate grief coaching, and astrological insights to help you spiritually grow and transform. Our professional services include well-managed schedules, recorded sessions, and reliable psychic mediums ready to facilitate your transformational experience. Discover more at psychicinsights.life.
Hello everyone. How are you all doing tonight? Hi Laura, it's great to have you with us today. Welcome. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. And hi Vicky and Barbara Collins over in the group. Welcome. Ricky Reploge maybe. Hey Angela. Good evening. It's great to see you. Welcome everyone. Hi Kathy. Hey Kathy, good to have you with us. Hi Laura. Welcome. Welcome everyone. I hope that you're all having a beautiful spring, and I hope that it's going fairly well for you. I hope that you're having a beautiful spring. Hi Carla. Hi Beth. Welcome. 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 All right. Well, it's great to see everyone. I'm glad you guys are all here and everybody's gathering in. It's good to have you with us. And tonight we'll probably do a couple of things. I can always answer questions. Laura's got snow in Michigan. I understand. We have snow on the ground right here in Rocky Mountains, Colorado. Hi, Melissa. So what we're probably going to do tonight is first I'm going to start by doing some spirit-led readings. I can also answer any questions you might have, like, about the spirit world or about mediumship or anything like that. You just ask, just put your question in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. And I'll probably also be channeling a divine spirit. I don't know if I want to put up. I wouldn't call it a divine spirit. I'd call it a star being. So I'll also probably channel the star being at the end, towards the end. And that message is usually for everyone. Okay. So I do a lot of mediumship and channeling. I'm an astrologer. I particularly love astrology. And, plus I have lots of experience with witchcraft and magic and divination, tarot, pendulums. I have 30 years, probably more than that. I mean, I guess I technically started when I was 13, so I'm 50. Okay, so it's been a long time. Sometimes it's hard for me to sort of figure out exactly how long it's been, because it depends on exactly what you're talking about, because of course I didn't start everything on, when I was 13. Hi, Anna Gonzalez over in the group. It's great to have you. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. But I've always spoke to spirits most of my life. When I was a young person, I would sometimes try to communicate with spirits. I would go into haunted houses and such like that. And I would pronounce to to the spirit that I was there, and I would communicate with them. And a lot of times I would, try to figure out why they were there, or I would sometimes banish them. And I did this most of my life. And then when my father died, whom he's the only parent I was really close to. And so when he died, I was pretty upset, but it took me a couple of years, but then I eventually made it to mediumship. I did feel the mediumship, and then I don't even think it. I guess it took me a couple of years to take it seriously, but I did try it right away. Back then we had AOL chat rooms. There was no video chat. There was definitely no live. And this is way back, okay? And we did like AOL chat room and things like that. And so it was a little bit different. It was a lot different. And I would say and I would say that, it was good though, because I learned how to be um I learned how to do readings online, is what ended up happening. Okay. So I ended up doing readings online. And then as a result, I was better able to do readings online when it came to doing videos and things like that. It wasn't hard. So, so that's kind of how this all came about. Okay. Um, and that's why I'm here. And so I'm going to do some spirit led readings. I've had a very spiritual relationship with my guides. Um, and I've done a lot of work with ancestors and channeling and things like that. Um, Somebody asked, what's the science behind astrology? Well, that's a good question. I don't know exactly what you mean by that. What you should know is astrology is not based on astronomy. Astrology and astronomy, which is astronomy is the study of the stars, are two different things. And astrology is an ancient science, where people would, based on this zodiac system that was developed a really long time ago. I mean, really, astrology was found even back, in the Egyptian days. We were following the stars. And there's an old, what we call Western astrology traditional system. There's also a Vedic astrology that's been used. And there's lots of different systems that can be used. But I would say that the astrology, like Western astrology, which is mostly what I do, I also pull from Vedic astrology. Um, mostly that's where my style is. And I would say that Western astrology is traditional, um, in that it has a very long history. So that's the science of it, is that for years people have been studying people's behaviors, politics, um, our world, and people's personal lives, and people's astrology charts, and things like that. And over the years, they've developed a system where we have an understanding of what the different planets mean and how they influence, and how the movement that is happening with them um, influences our lives. So I think that's what's really powerful about astrology, is that it really, and it's not like it's not like Mercury makes your car break down, right? It's more like um what's happening in your life is a direct reflection of what's happening with the planets. And so what I would say is it's more like following a map. It's more like a map. And it's like a map to your life, and it can really help you understand what's happening to you and how to resolve it, especially if you're having problems or you're being challenged at the time. It's really a great thing to do if uh if you're struggling with something. Okay. So, sipping it said Karl Popper defines science as falsifiable, empirical, and mechanicistic. I personally don't see a parallel between the two. No offense whatsoever to your beliefs. Okay, that's fine, Sip. You don't have to. Isn't that beautiful? Um, yeah, Beth, I am able to find people's past lives and things like that in their astrology. It's really kind of beautiful. I also do Akashic records. So between the Akashic records and that kind of thing, that can really help. So that's kind of like that's kind of like where I'm at, okay, is that I channel information for you about your life, or whatever it is that you might want to know. And I can do your past lives. I can find your past lives, some information about your past lives in your astrology chart, but I can also do what I would call an Akashic records reading. Okay. So anyway, I'm glad you're all here. It's good to have you. Okay. And there's a variety of um, things that I'll be doing tonight, and I look forward to interacting with all of you. And what I would like to say, hi, Megan, over in the group. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. It's good to have you. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to be doing spirit-led readings. And so what that means is that I will describe like traits of a spirit on the other side that is coming through. And then your job is to listen and let me know in the comments if it matches with someone on the other side. Okay, so it's pretty simple, and it's not spirit-led readings are pretty. Most people do that. I do it because I don't want to have to choose. I don't want to have to like choose who is getting a reading, because it's just really hard for me to choose. And not just because of the Libra moon, but because but because I just don't, I don't know everybody's situation. Spirit is better at choosing that than me, right? Okay. So I'm going to start by speaking my intentions with my guides, and then I'll see what spirits are coming through. Okay. I call upon my spirit guides in the here and now. Please be with me in this moment. Please help me to channel the messages from the other side, interpret them, and understand them to the best of my ability. Thank you for helping me to completely connect to the best of my ability. Thank you for helping me channel, bring messages through, or match the person with the spirit that's coming through to the best of my ability. Thank you for bringing as much information as you can, and thank you for helping us more deeply understand the other side. Thank you for being with us in this here and now. So the first spirit that I'm bringing through here now is a man, and he has a heart thing. He's showing me tightness or discomfort in the chest. So he probably passed with something in relation to the heart. He seems to be a little bit of a chunkier guy, a bigger guy, and he's uh, it seems like he's definitely like probably in his 40s. He might be 50, somewhere in there. Not, not like 80, 90, more like 40s, 50s. Okay. And so he's like in his 40s, 50s. He's passed of a heart thing. He seems like a larger man, just meaning that he was stocky and full. Um, He's also showing me some pain in the head, so he's making a reference to stress. So I feel that he was under quite a bit of stress. So you can probably feel that. Um, you could probably feel that stress. Okay, you probably know about the stress. Sorry. He's also a really happy, pleasant. I would say that he's. Um, I would say that he's kind of a I would say that he's gentle, kind, compassionate type of guy, although he was under a lot of stress. Um Laura said my husband had a transplant. Okay. He was a big guy. Okay. Um was his personality um sort of gentle and kind, but he's also showing me that he's funny, that he was kind of a funny guy, and I'm not always very good at being funny, and he's kind of laughing at me because I'm kind of a serious person. I do tend to be a fairly serious person, so he's kind of making fun of me for that. But he's saying he'll do his best. I'll do my best. So he's kind of teasing me a little bit for being serious. I'm not sure what you mean by this. Loud, like as in voice? Like he's a loud person? Okay. So funny. Okay, great. So he's kind of a funny guy. But overall a nice guy. He's not like making fun of people. He's just kind of funny. Um, I think he's depicting a little bit of a wild man. Okay. Um, so Laura, do you have children with him? I don't know why he's showing me somebody laying on their back. I think it might be a woman. It could be you. Um, laying on her back with a small child on her belly. Um, I would say that the head of the child is like right here on her chest, and the child is sort of laying on her belly. Okay. Um, it feels like a memory. It feels like a reflection of the past. So I would say that's definitely, unless it's, did someone just, do you have kids, Laura? Does somebody have a child? The child. There's a child that's come through, is what he keeps saying. So I'm wondering if this is a child that's already that was born. So he's showing like a small child, maybe about 3, 4 years old. Oh. Okay. My daughter was 3 when he passed. Okay. All right. That totally makes sense. So he's showing me a reflection. I'm pretty sure it's you with the child on top of her. And the child's probably about 3 or so. It's like a small child. Um, it feels like you guys are, um, it feels like it's a memory. Yeah. Well, I guess it would be a memory because, um, right? Okay, so it makes sense, Laura's saying. And she has she has 3 now. Okay, so she has 3 kids now. Okay. So um he's making a reflection, and maybe that's why he keeps saying there's more that come through. There's kids that have come through recently, because that was a little confusing. But I think he might be making a reference to like his daughter, but then also making a reference to the children that are here now, right? So that would be your grandkids. Laura, is there something going on with you? There is huge tension in your life right now, Laura. There's some major source of tension that he's pointing to. And so he wants you to know that he's trying to guide you. Okay. He wants you to know that he's with you and that he's trying to connect with you and everything. And he's saying that he's giving you signs, but he's saying you're under a lot of stress. He's showing me big tension for you in particular, Lara. He's saying there's something going on in your life that's creating a lot of stress. And he wants you to know that he does reach out. He does reach out to you all the time. He's trying to send you signs regarding like music, flickering lights, and he's saying synchronicities. Like, are you having weird synchronicities? Like, just weird things. How can I explain that? Like he's just saying synchronicities. So that means where things kind of line up that feel like a coincidence, but they're actually signs from him. So that could be like somebody from the past or a picture of him falling out of a book or synchronicities like that. Okay. And he's trying to say that he's trying to get your attention. He's trying to let you know that he's helping you through this and that and everything's gonna be okay. So Laura, you're not sure about what the synchronicity is? Just keep thinking about it. He's saying you'll remember. That's what he's saying. Okay? So don't worry about it. I'm sure it will come to you. What's important is that you know that he's with you and that it's going to be okay. Um he's saying it's going to be okay. He said this will pass. I don't know what's going on, but he's saying it will pass. Okay? So that's really what's important. That's the part that you need to know. Okay, Laura? All right, I'm going to pull back, Laura. Thanks, Laura. I hope that helps. You're welcome, Laura. Okay, so I have another man. This guy seems to be pretty short of breath. He's short of breath. So he's having a hard time catching his breath. So it could be the heart or the lungs. And he's also saying um, that he worked with his hands. So he was particularly good at fixing things. It was kind of a natural talent of his. He liked to work with his hands, and he did it for work, and he did it like even for a hobby or something. Um, I would call him average, particularly these days. I wouldn't call him. I mean, he was kind of a big guy, but not not super skinny and not really big. So I would call him I mean, he says I had a few extra pounds. He's joking. So he's just kind of like, oh, I got a few extra pounds. So he's kind of trying to be straightforward about it. I think he might have been kind of a builder. Like, did he build something and you still have it? He's making reference to that. And he's also making reference to really enjoying somebody's cooking and missing that. And he's also mentioning, and he's also showing me flowers on something that he built. So I feel like it's a gift. Like, if he was going to give you a gift, he would usually build you something. But he also might buy you flowers, like on your birthday or Mother's Day or something like that. Um, and so he's definitely has like looks like some flowers. Um, and but he also likes to use his hands. Angela, how old is he? I don't know. He hasn't told me. I can ask him. Whoa, Sophia. My fiance is a welder and he welded me a flower. Yeah. Okay, so I'm with you, Sophia. Okay. Is your fiance on the other side, Sophia? He's shown me two people um sort of pressed up together pretty close, and he's sort of indicating that they're sort of like two peas in a pod type of thing. Um okay, Sophia. Okay. All right. Angela said Sophia's fiance is my son. Okay, Angela. All right, makes sense. And he's saying that you two were very close. He's saying that the relationship was quite close. Like almost like you might have called yourself soulmates or twin flames or something. Um he's indicating that he misses the food, and I guess you must have cooked for him or something, Sophia, cuz he misses the food. And he's actually showing me a Day of the Dead type of altar, if you know what I mean by that. A Day of the Dead altar. It's like a, you know what I mean. Okay. Um it's more like a Mexican or a like an altar, and you know, um Sophia said I know he misses the food. Okay. But he's showing me one of these altars and he's actually showing food on it. So he's like showing the food on the altar. So like almost as if he's asking for it or something. Oh, okay. She said, "Yes, I'm Mexican, so we do the ofrenda." Okay, so you know exactly what I'm talking about, Sophia. So, maybe he's just acknowledging it so that you know that he's receiving it and that he's getting it. You know, sometimes spirits just acknowledge it. He's also acknowledging children, little kids. I see them running around like they're playing. Um and lots of like laughter and things like that. Things you would imagine if kids were like running around playing. Um for some reason he's offering me a beer. I think it's a Corona. We always talked about having kids. Okay. All right. Well, um and then he's showing me a Corona. Like it looks like a I think he's asking me to have a beer. I don't drink alcohol. So like oh man. So um he's offering me a beer pretty much. Yeah. Okay. Maybe he's offering it to you. There's also some pain in my left rib, in the lower portion of my left rib. That's him, Sophia. Okay. I think it's a Corona. It looks like a clear bottle. I don't know my beer very well though. I will admit that. I'm not a very good drinker. Um but like just under my left rib for some reason there's discomfort there. So usually that has something to do with either an injury that they lived with or something that happened to them before they passed. Okay. So these are just little mini readings, right? So these are just little ones. And he just wants you to know that he's there, that he's around, that and he wanted to acknowledge your you just got a tattoo on your left rib. Oh my gosh, Sophia. Seriously? That's kind of an odd place to get it, but wow, that's interesting. Okay. Wow, that's interesting. That's amazing, Sophia. Hey, you know what? Sometimes I'm amazed by mediumship. I often am like, how does this even work? I don't know. I just anyway, it's amazing to me the way it works, and so he just wants you to know that he's with you, that he's also validating you. Um, yes, he did send you a cat, Angela, as soon as I read that, I got the chills, which means yes. And I seen a cat a little bit ago, but I wasn't sure it was a cat because it faded away pretty quickly. And I was like, is that a cat? And then it kind of went away. Okay. Yes, he sent you a cat. I should have said it earlier. You're welcome, Sophia. Yeah. He just wants to acknowledge your gifts. He wants to say that he's with you. He also can step into that cat, Angela. So, Angela and Sophia, you should know that he can step into that cat and snuggle with you or be with you. And so that's what that's all about. Okay. So, just so you know that. And he just wants to acknowledge that he gets your offerings, like on the altar, things like that, and that he's with you. He's with both of you. Okay? He's with both of you. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Thank you to my guides. Thank you for helping me tonight. Hi, Susan. Welcome, Susan and Katie over in the group, and Nona. Thank you. And thank you, Nicole. Welcome, everybody. I'm glad you're here. It's good to have you with us. We're doing spirit-led readings. I'll probably do a couple more. And then I'll move over to channeling the star being that likes to come through for everyone. And that message will be for everyone. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. Well, he knows you love him, Angie. That's for sure, Angela. I understand, Angela. It sounds like you really needed it. Yeah. So, all right. Carlos said, I love listening to people getting these mini readings. They're always so touching. Spirit led readings are so fascinating to me. What is the background noise I can hear? I have no idea. Is there background noise, you guys? Yeah, I don't hear anything, actually. um, nope, absolutely nothing. Yep, Kathy doesn't hear anything either. Nope. So, it must be somebody else. Must be your, a snoring dog. Oh, probably. I do have a dog, and sometimes he snores. Yep, he's not snoring right now, but he might have been snoring earlier. Might have been. He's sleeping on. Oh no, he's sleeping on his bed right now. But that's still in the room. So yeah, you might hear my dog snoring. You know, he's a black lab. He likes to snore. And I'm an animal whisperer. So what do you expect? All right. So let's see if there's another spirit or two that wants to come through. So this is a younger woman. Young girl, I guess. I would call her a woman, but she's probably young. She's not a child, but she might have been like 18 or 20 or something. Young adult. And I feel like her death was I don't feel like it was I feel like it might have been unfortunate circumstances. Could have been like she took her own life or something. So okay. Incredible mental stress, emotional stress. She has some sass to her. She's definitely got sass. And she's, beautiful young woman. Trying to describe her to the best of my ability. It feels like she has dark hair, so like black or dark brown or something. It's long. I feel like she may have struggled with some sort of addiction. Um, and I feel like she struggled. It could have been like a drug overdose or something like that. And she's just going, I don't know. It was total, like, she's regretting what she did. I don't think she did it intentionally. Yeah, Carrie, I think it was a drug overdose or something. Um, she's saying that somebody is here that knows her. Okay. I think she keeps dancing. Does she like to dance? You think it's your friend Kathy? Yeah, she's definitely saying it's. She was saying it's her friend. My friend is here. So I feel like you're probably her friend, or maybe like a cousin or a sibling that's kind of friendly. It feels more like a friend connection that's here, and she's saying she likes to dance. I think pretty much she's dancing. Um, she's got a lot of sass in her dance, but she's dancing. Um, yeah, it's definitely unfortunate circumstances. She was one of your best friends growing up. Did she have long dark hair, Carrie? And I'd say, I wouldn't call her like super skinny, but she's thin. Um, and I would say, um, that she likes to move her body. She has a lot of sass. She overdosed. Um, and this could be for somebody. She's definitely saying that the person here, I think, is her friend. She said we had a fight, and Carrie said we had a fight and didn't talk for years, and then she passed. Okay. Okay, Carrie. Oh, okay. But she had naturally dark brown, like brown hair. Okay. All right. Sounds like it's your friend, Carrie. Let me ask. Are you connected to Carrie? Well, she's smiling at me as if I got it right. So, okay, she loved to dance to the Grateful Dead. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that matches. Okay, Carrie. She wants you to know that the fight didn't matter. That's what she's saying. The fight doesn't matter. And she's still one of your guides. She wants you to know that she's one of your guides. She said that you discounted her as a guide for some reason, but she's one of your guides. So, are you studying your guides or something right now, Carrie? Or are you trying to get in touch with them? She's saying she's one of the guides that helps you, And she does come through, but she comes through as a female, sort of high energy sort of guide. Um, oh, okay. Carrie said, I was thinking of her recently and sent her parents a card thanking them for being my second parents. I haven't seen them in years. Okay. But have you been looking for your guides? Like, have you been doing some soul searching? Um, Oh, okay. She said, "Yeah, I felt she might be one of them, but then I thought maybe not." Okay. So Carrie, that's what's going on here. She's actually one of your guides, and she wanted to come through to let you know that she is your guide. So she doesn't want you to discount her anymore. She particularly gets involved when people's mental health is off. She's saying, so like when mental health is off, she will she'll step in particularly. So that's sort of like that's when she really comes around. Okay? Carrie said, I've discovered my dad, my brother, and another best friend were my guides. You didn't know about her. Well, now you know. She wanted you to know. She wants you to know. She particularly likes to get involved with mental health. Okay? Okay. I understand, Carrie. Mental health is hard to balance sometimes. Sometimes it can get a little off. And with Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde, good grief, huh? Yeah, it's definitely we've been on a little bit of a roller coaster, so you know. All right. So, Carrie, just know that she is with you and that she is your guide. So she just wanted to tell you that. Okay? That was all. That's what she's saying. She's like, that's it. And I think everything else she has to tell you, she'll come to you in your meditations. Okay. All right. You're welcome, Carrie. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Let's see who it is now. Let's see. Welcome to Tammy in the group and Jennifer and Kristen Velez. Welcome, Kimberly. Welcome, everyone. I'm glad you're here. So I've done some spirit-led readings. Most of them went pretty well. Okay, there's a another guide here that is indicating someone is having some sort of health challenge. Um I feel like you don't have a clear diagnosis, so you experience discomfort and things like that, but you don't have a clear diagnosis. Um, None of the doctors seem to know what it is. Not that you haven't been to the doctors, because you have. Um, and you're having a hard time figuring out what it is. It feels like it's an all over thing. So then that starts to clock like fibromyalgia or lupus or something like that. Although it hasn't been diagnosed, but it feels like all over body soreness, migraines, and there does seem to be some underlying gut things where your gut doesn't really function accurately. It doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Um, your ancestor, which she's saying that I would call her an angel or a goddess. Um, she's kind of an old ancestor. She's saying that you don't know her, but she wants you to know that there is resolution for your physical pain, discomfort, the crap you're going through right now. And she knows that you're looking for an answer. And she wants you to know that some of your answers could be healing the trauma in your body. She's saying some of it you're holding on to from some sort of trauma and stress. And she's saying that you lost somebody that was very close to you. Okay. That's why you're here right now. You're hoping to get a reading for that person. But you actually are having physical pain. So she's saying you don't know her. She's one of your guides. That's what she's saying. But you definitely have all these physical ailments that I just described. Jennifer Wilkins Pearson. This makes sense for you, what I just said? Everything I just said? Like the physical problems, the you lost somebody. She says you're suffering in grief. She says you're suffering in grief. You lost your son. I see. Okay. All right. That's Jennifer. I got a yes. Oh, I see. Okay. But this ancestor is saying, this ancestor is saying there's actually more than one person in the group that will match what I just described. And they're saying, so this is a pretty ancient ancestor. This is an old royalty ancestor. And they're saying that this description will match more than one person in the group. It will match 3 or 4 people. They're having all over body pain. They have gut problems, lots of stress. They've lost someone recently, and they're suffering with grief. Doctors can't figure out what's wrong with them. And what they want you to know is to clean up your diet. Clean up your diet. Tammy Denning. So am I up to like 4 people? 1, 2, 3, 4 people. Tammy Denning, Kimberly Juhas. Gut pain and migraines. Yes, exactly, Kimberly. So we're up to like 3 or 4 people. We have Jennifer. That's what she's saying. She's saying 4 people. So that's Jennifer, Kimberly, Tammy. So she's saying it's directly in relation to your diet. You're eating plastic. Are you drinking water out of plastic bottles? She's saying to stop eating plastic. And she's saying, stop eating plastic, stop eating chemicals, stop eating prepared food. You'd be better off just eating plain old chicken and lettuce. That's what she's saying. She's like, you are literally eating the poison every day. And so it's making you sicker and sicker. Okay? So, she's telling you to stop eating the poison. It seems like it's plastic. I see, Carrie. Okay, Carrie, I think this message is for all of you. Because she's saying that there's 4 people in the group. And that's exactly how many people I have. 4 people. Okay. 4 people that are claiming that they have these physical problems, that they're suffering with grief. And she's saying that it will turn worse if you don't stop. She's like, you have to change your diet because it'll make you really, really sick. So she's saying you're better off boiling chicken and eating a salad or something. And she's saying that you're eating like prepared food. You're literally eating plastic. And are you drinking plastic out of like a plastic water bottle? Because that's also the problem. She's saying, like there's there's poison in the food, is what she's saying. You're eating and drinking poisonous food and water. Okay? And so she just wants you to know that you're eating poisonous food and water, and that's the problem. So if you want it to go away, if you change your diet, the doctors don't understand diet. In case you didn't know, doctors are not educated about diet. Okay? So don't drink water out of plastic water bottles, and don't eat prepared food. Um don't eat prepared food. Don't eat anything like that, okay? Because uh I'm sorry, Carrie. Well, Kimberly, what she's also saying in relation to the trauma is that the trauma will is not healable when you're creating more trauma. So you're actually creating more trauma because you're not dealing with it. You're not dealing with some things. She's also saying that you need to so she wants to point you in the direction of like healing modalities such as yoga, tai chi, qigong, meditation. Those are the kinds of things that heal trauma. Okay? um in case you didn't know, trauma is healable. Some people don't know that. Trauma is absolutely healable, and it's been scientifically proven. Things like yoga, somatic exercises, tai chi, qigong, all of those kinds of things are healing modalities for trauma. And so she's saying that there is a real desire to to heal, but how you heal is to address your diet and to honor your body as a sacred temple, which is what it is. It's a sacred temple, right? And you live within that sacred temple, and so you have to work to get rid of it. And so if you want to deal with the complex PTSD, which most people have complex PTSD, Carrie, um so the best way to deal with that is to do meditation, yoga, tai chi, qigong, any of those kinds of things will help. All right. So it just seems like this ancestor wanted you all to know to honor your body as a sacred temple, and to make sure that you know that part of that is taking care of yourself by doing like meditation or yoga or something. Okay? So that's an ancestor that seems to be okay. Okay. So I believe now you're welcome, everyone. Um Carrie said, "This is crazy. My friend just opened an Egyptian themed cafe with yoga, natural products, and spiritual stuff." Yeah, exactly. Okay. So, it's very important. I'm going to channel a star being. The star being comes from a different planet. They are telepathically communicating with me. They often do, especially when I go live. And sometimes they bug me to go live. And usually they have messages for everyone. So it's very appropriate for everyone to listen. And channeling is a little bit different experience than mediumship. So I'm just going to try to open myself up and allow the being to come through. Hello, hello. Well, I'm glad that we're all here speaking now. I'm glad that you can hear me because I have a special message for you. This message is very important. For the human race on planet Earth right now, there's a very important message that everyone must know. And you must tell everyone that you know that can be influenced in any way by you. And that message is fairly simple in that all of you beings here on earth are connected. All of you, every single one of you. You are all connected to each other. You are not separate. There is an illusion of separateness. There is an illusion that there are different races or different identities, and those are actually not accurate. So it's very important for you to understand that you need to allow for that connection to understand that when you hurt another, you hurt yourself and you hurt the whole world. And so putting out violence or putting out any kind of aggression towards another will actually bounce back to you. And that's why that happens, because we're all connected. It's sort of like being in a big circle where you're all holding hands. And if one person pulls on it, then everybody's going to feel it. And that's pretty much how the world works. And so it's very important for you all to understand that you are all intertwined and connected as one being. And as much as sometimes the human condition is to create separation, we are trying to guide you to stop seeing yourselves as separate. That is a very ancient or immature or inaccurate way of thinking of yourselves. You are not separate. You are actually one individual large being connected to each other and to the planet that you live on. And it is essential that you understand your connection with each other, because that connection with each other is exactly what will help you evolve into the higher beings that you belong to be. Right now, the human race thinks that you're separate, and that's a mistake that keeps being made. And we want you to stop making that mistake. We're hoping during this time, during this influence of the universe with you, that you will begin to understand that you are not separate. That if one person pulls on the chain, then everyone feels it. And so we must understand our connection not only with each other, but and that goes even for the beings not on planet Earth. You are connected to beings not on planet Earth as well, but we can't open that yet because you're still fighting amongst yourselves. We're waiting for you to stop fighting amongst yourselves. Once you evolve far enough to stop fighting with yourselves, we'll be able to introduce ourselves. Because right now, if we introduce ourselves, we would just create violence. And so we don't want to create more violence on your planet. There's plenty of that. and we don't need to spread that further. But what's very important is that you understand that when violence happens in any form, in any way, it hurts everyone. And that interconnectedness is of a higher understanding. And for the people that understand that, the more you act as if that is true and understand that that's true and act as if you know that is true, then what ends up happening is other people learn that your connection with them is vital and that you are all one. So when you raise your vibration, because the people listening to this right now are people with a slightly higher vibration or a more open mind towards that better higher vibration. So the more you function on a higher vibration with love and compassion to others, and you start to reach and hold that line with stability and strength, compassion and kindness and love, when you do that, then that will be contagious. Love is contagious, and a positive treatment of each other is contagious. It really is. So the more you do it, the more the human race will learn from it. And I know right now that it feels like you can't do anything because the people that seem to be in power don't seem to get that interconnectedness thing, right? So what you want to do is you want to empower the people, because there's more of you than there are of them. And those people in power are actually quite weak, especially emotionally, internally, spiritually. They're actually very weak. And the only thing that they need to fall from their power positions, which are their ego-centered power positions, is for the people to stand firm, holding each other's hands. When all of you do that, that is what will bring enlightenment to the human race. So the empowerment of the people is how we're going to get there. So all of the people need to come together to hold hands, to stand tall, to find what you agree on. Instead of focusing on what you disagree on, find what you do agree on. And these people that I'm speaking to now are of a higher vibration. So you would know how to find common ground with people you feel separate to, so that you can hold their hand and be stable for them. And the more that you are stable for the people around you, the more they can be stable for others, and it's contagious. And the more all of the people stand together, the better planet Earth will be. And all of you will survive this time in a much better way, and you will remove the power that doesn't see your interconnectedness. Okay. Well, all right. Wow. It's always fascinating to me how that happens. It was very fast. It felt very fast. It felt like it didn't last very long. Um, but maybe it did. I don't know. I'll have to watch the replay. But it's kind of wild how it just kind of comes through like that. It just kind of sort of like comes through very quickly and leaves as fast as it comes in. Although I think it might come in slower, and then because I have to chillax, and then all of a sudden the energy is gone. So I'm kind of like, whoa, and so it's kind of like, you know, so so I hope you guys got some messages out of that. I hope the message was helpful. And so Zach had a question. May I ask Spirit for the best direction to pursue for answers to my OCD cause, origins, and best ways or methods to heal and overcome biologically, mindfully, and spiritually? Zach, first, I would personally, as an astrologer, I would recommend looking at your astrology chart. I do astrology readings, but any medical astrologer or psychological astrologer should be able to help you. But I'd be happy to help you as well. So that's my first suggestion. My second suggestion is um, you know, try yoga, meditation, and the reasoning stems from your childhood. Something about your childhood. And so it feels like it has a lot to do with your childhood. So just so you know that. And I get yoga 3 times a week, at least 15 minutes a day. I would suggest doing it every day, but the minimum is 3 times a week at 15 minutes each time. Okay. But I would try to do it every single day. Okay. Because that's how you can heal trauma. That's how you heal trauma. Yoga. Okay. You're welcome, you guys. Thank you, Annie and Ashley and Beth. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. So, do I need to have the exact time of birth? No, Eileen, but it makes it more accurate. Um, but I can work without it. Okay? So anyway, um I guess there's no more questions. You're welcome. You're welcome, Zach. There's I don't think there's any more questions, and if you have a question, you can put it up real quick. I tried to answer Eileen's question. I don't need the exact time, but it's better when you have it. It's worth looking for. Um, and I do astrology, I do mediumship, and you can totally book with me at my website right there. Divineandrogen.com. I also run Psychic Insights. So, I have lots of reviews online, both on Google, on my page, on the group. There's reviews all kinds of places. And if you search my name, if you just Google my name, you'll find things. Especially if you put like Hollis Taylor, medium, or astrologer, or psychic, or something. There is another Hollis Taylor. I think she's a violinist. That's not me. Okay. And I appreciate you booking with me. I also do coaching and trauma coaching and all kinds of support like that. Grief coaching. I can help you through any challenges you might be experiencing. And I also teach you how to connect personally yourself, or how to channel, or how to connect with spirits on the other side. Yes, everyone can connect to spirits on the other side. And, if you're trying to figure out who your spirit guides are, go to my website. There's the link right there. Divine Androgen / there's my dog drinking water. divineandrogen.com/shop-2. Or if you just go to divineandrogen.com, you'll see a link over on the right that says, I think it says digital shop. And if you go there, there is a guidebook, not only a beginner's guidebook to astrology, but there's also anything you buy there, you can get 50% off with that code live50. And you can literally also get a book, like a little manual on how to connect with your spirit guides. So that is also available. That's over on my site, and you can totally get that. So if you're looking to connect with your own spirit guides, that's how you get there. There's my website. You can book with me. If you just click book now, once you get over to my website, just click book now. It will list all the different things that I do for you and the prices. And then once you click, once you decide what you want, or you get also the packages is a separate button. You'll see book now, and then you'll see save money with packages. Packages are a great way. Like if you're like looking at the readings and you're like, Hollis, I want one of each. Get yourself a readings package where you get 4 readings for like the price of 3. Okay. So, I just want you to know you can totally book with me at my website, divineandrogen.com. And I appreciate all of you for being here tonight. I appreciate you being open to the channeling that divine being that brings through messages that need to be heard. And I appreciate you giving me feedback, not only from the star being. I keep calling it divine being, but that's not accurate. It's a star being. They're telepathically communicating with me. They told me that before. So it's a star being. And so if you get any messages from the star being that are helpful for you, I hope. And anyway, I look forward to getting together with you in a private reading where we can spend way more time together and get to know each other way better. And I look forward to seeing all of you later in a reading. And I think tomorrow night is Sarah and Friday night is Mama Cole. So I hope you enjoy the readings that come through on those freebies, and we look forward to seeing you soon in a private reading. Bye-bye.
Are you seeking guidance on your spiritual journey? Need help with a vexing problem? Missing a loved one and looking for answers? Look no further than Psychic Insights, a small trusted psychic service offering mediums, psychics, and spiritual coaching. This service is managed by Hollis Taylor, a gifted psychic medium, astrologer, and a compassionate coach. We are dedicated to helping you navigate your spiritual awakening. At Psychic Insights, we provide medium readings and psychic insight to help you plan for tomorrow and make choices for today. Find the support you need, compassionate grief coaching, and astrological insights to help you spiritually grow and transform. Our professional services include well-managed schedules, recorded sessions, and reliable psychic mediums ready to facilitate your transformational experience. Discover more at Psychic